flagged. The cars are stopped on the front straightaway just prior to the start-finish line. Daniel Suarez climbed from his car uninjured. The other car involved, Chase Briscoe, was able to continue without apparently much damage. There's Chase. And the safety crew on the scene is going to work to right the car of Chris Buescher. They've got a strap on the right side on the rocker panel. Going to hook that to the cable, and then everybody out of the way as they bring this thing over, up and over, to make it much easier for him to get out of that car. Look at the damage to Suarez. That was just one hard hit. This is a very well organized machine here. You see everybody, the track safety crew in red, the officials clearly marked, the record drivers are in a different color, and the AMR safety crew, they're in white with red and white helmets, so everybody knows who everybody is and what their responsibilities are.
Yeah, and the key here is that when you roll it over, you want it to go over softly. You want it to land on all four tires and set down slowly.
And you see steps on the boom of that wrecker. This is something that's new this year. Actually hired a wrecker service that follows this series week in and week out. These guys are professionals. They know what they're doing. I think you're going to see a very soft roll back over, just like you were asking.
Yep.
Or you're talking about, Jamie.
So they get this car up on the side very gingerly, and then I believe that wrecker will be able to back up and get that car back on its wheels.
More importantly, I want to see him get out of that race car.
Absolutely. So now the boom lowering and the cable extending to ease that car back over.
You see his hands moving right there.
Yep.
Unhooking his helmet.
And a very controlled process, and everybody with a role to play and a purpose there and doing it well. And there is Chris moving around inside the car and ready and I'll bet anxious to hop out of there.
Great job getting that car back over.
Absolutely. So Chris Buescher is okay. He climbs out under his own power there.
That's great.
After a wild ride and just a horrendous flip. That car was sliding along and then caught something and just launched into a roll. So now let's have a look at replays and show you the first contact is going to be Chase Briscoe, the red and black car, on the outside there, and Daniel Suarez in the 99 down on the inside of Briscoe.
You see Suarez come up, just wasn't clear, caught the 14, gets sideways, and here comes the impact. Hard hit. You see him spinning. The more you look at that, the whole right front suspension was broke off. I think it rolled underneath the car, and that's what flipped the car. The upper A-frame was broke. The whole right front suspension dug in.
That was Todd Gilliland, tried to go high and just didn't have enough room.
See that right front wheel dug underneath the car, and that's what dug in and caused it to start flipping. Violent crash.
Now let's ride along with Daniel.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, if you're Chris Buescher in that position, and we've seen a lot of cars slide through the infield, the last thing you think is going to happen is that you're going to flip. That was the last thing he thought was going to happen. But I'm with Clinton. It almost appears that that impact from
Watch when it
Suarez
spins around right here. You
breaks
see
that
the right
suspension.
front.
Oh,
See
you
it
do
flip
right
over?
there.
Yeah.
Dug in.
Upper A-frame was broken. As soon as it rolled underneath the car, it dug in and sent that thing a flipping. Wow. What a ride. A lot of work went into the safety of these race cars. See him crawl out of that thing. Hats off to everybody involved in that.
And good to know that was nothing to do with the racetrack
That's right.
or the turf that sent Buescher's car over. Right there where he gets a big piece of Suarez is where that right front goes. And when it completely comes off and gets under the car.
And you see the tether is actually holding that tire to the car so it doesn't fly up into the stands or go out into the racetrack. That's just a 1 in a million times that could happen, where that tire falls underneath the car and shoots the car up in the air.
Tether did its job. Very impressed with that tether.
Yes.
Held on there, but man, what a freak thing.
And now here's Vince Welch with Daniel.
Well, it all began with the contact of the 14 and the 99 of Suarez. What was your take on what happened there?
I just got tight. You know, these cars obviously clean air is very important, and they were side by side in front of me. I was fine with the front, and eventually I got in the middle of the wake and I got super tight. Just, you know, I put myself in a bad situation there. It was very close with the 14. It's just a tough situation. I just hope Chris is fine. My teams, they build a rocket. We had the best car out there. It was a struggle for us on pit road. Not my guys, but the situation where we were with the 22 and the 11. But anyway, we have to learn from it and come back stronger.
Glad you're okay.
Glad that everybody is okay. Here's another look at it. And watch for the contact from the 99 from the 17 on the right front of the 17 of Buescher's car. There's Todd Gilliland sending him spinning, and there was the hit right there that caused the big damage to Buescher's car that ended up launching it up and over.
You know, that's one of those instances with Suarez and Briscoe that early in the race Briscoe lifts, but there's 50 laps to go in this race. You're trying to generate those runs and get the track position you can. You heard Suarez talk about, you know, how important clean air is.
And we'll ride with Tyler Reddick.
You can hear him on the brake, start downshifting to make sure he can get the car slowed down. Great job by Tyler to get his car slowed down, and heads up spotting by his spotter to kind of give him a direction of where to go.
Here's Kevin Harvick. And one more look at this in real time. And the best shot of all is Chris Buescher climbing out of this car uninjured.
I'm going to tell you, the 3 or 4 minutes that he spent upside down felt like an hour waiting on them to get that car turned over.
But just a chain of events that happened for that car to flip. I mean, it was the perfect impact to knock the right front off, right? And then it just so happened to slide across there. You know, there's always things to learn and try to get better at, but I don't know that anybody, you know, with a car's design or anything else was a problem there. I really don't.